check this out. What's going on, grappler fans? If y'all checked out my last video about four-wheelers and mud riding, you know I got a crazy good deal on this little Kawasaki Bayou, and you know exactly what I paid for it. But this video, I want to talk a little bit more on how awesome this four-wheeler is. I've been driving it every day for like 2 weeks now, and getting it ready to go mud riding and finding, you know, what I need to do to snorkel it and put a little more lift on it, bigger tires, and I made a discovery. I want to share this with y'all. So, let's get right to it. I want to snorkel this four-wheeler. Now, I've looked into this specific four-wheeler, how to snorkel it. Everybody does homemade kits with PVC, or you know, you can use shop vac hose or a pool hose. And I was planning on actually doing something like that, where you have the flexible hose as long as it can handle the heat, and then you get it up to the rack and you make a PVC snorkel from there, just so it looks good, but you don't have to have like 17 different 45 and 90 degree bends to get around your engine and the frame and all the wiring and everything and the exhaust. So I started taking this thing apart little by little, took the airbox lid off, and I started noticing things. Let me get this thing taken apart some and I can show you what I'm talking about. Alright, we got the big old impact with the chrome socket. Let's see if we can't break something. But no, let's check it out. I first off took the seat off, and I've got it already kind of disconnected in here just to make it easier. I've already unclipped this. So right off the bat, airbox lid. This is obviously where the air goes in. These two vents here, right? Well, it's closed off. There's no way for air to get in through the lid. So first off, I was like, that's pretty weird. I don't know exactly how the air gets in here, but whatever. So there's your air filter. I already took the screws out. Took this guy out, and I'm trying to find the best place to route this snorkel. Alright, got that out of the way. Nice big box here. I'm thinking maybe I'll put it right here, and then we'll go around the pull start and the high-low range here, which, by the way, some of y'all know this is an all-time full drive four-wheeler. I'm not crazy about that. I've been looking into the like mechanical override where you can disconnect the front drive shaft with a aftermarket piece. They mainly sell those for Hondas, and you all know Hondas are the most popular, and I used to have one. I had a Rancher 420. I had a great time on that thing. But now I'm on this cheaper four-wheeler just to have a good time and not really worry about it. It's manual shift, 5-speed, foot shift. It's got the auto clutch, so when you let off the gas, you can shift. It does have electric start, choke, you know, high-low beams, everything. There's your key. It's got good lights. Everything works except for the back brakes, because they had some issues with the drum brakes on these. But super clean four-wheeler. It's got, you know, 2 shocks in the back, nice big storage thing here. And you may have seen it does smoke a lot. Needs a new top end on it, and the guy I got it from did not really take care of the oil changes and everything. But top end costs about as much as this thing is what I paid for it. So y'all let me know if you think it's worth doing, or just keep cleaning off the spark plugs every time it fouls them. which is every week or so. But if you ride it all day, it might. So we got some vent lines in here. You know, everything looks good. I think I'm gonna route my snorkel here, and I'm just trying to figure out where it'll fit. And you know, there's plenty of room in here, and I want to come up to the racks. But then I'm like, what if I go around the other side? It might be in the way of my spark plug a little bit, which I'll have to take out every time it gets fouled up. So I'm like looking here, you know, I got the exhaust here, maybe I don't want to do that. And there's this thing in the way, and I'm like, man, this is right where I'd want to put it. Why is there something here? Like, is this part of the gas tank? I couldn't figure out what it was. So I look, I follow it, and it has a rubber boot, and you can see it goes to that opening in the air box. There's a hole down in here, right? This is the intake for the carburetor where the air filter goes. There's a hole here that looks factory, like the hole was not cut into this thing. And if you look in here, you can kind of see there's a rubber boot with band clamps and piping that runs right along the gas tank. And it even has this little drain right here. Can let water out. Hopefully that would actually stay sealed up. Follow it the rest of the way, and the thing comes right up to the front rack, right where I'd put a snorkel. This thing has a factory installed, or at least a dealer installed snorkel kit on it. Let me take the rack off so we can look at that better. But I cannot believe this. I've never seen this. I'm used to riding Hondas, and you know, even bigger four-wheelers you can get kits for. But this is a 2005 cheap old Kawasaki Bayou. I cannot believe it came with a snorkel kit already. That is such a nice feature to have, something that's wrapped perfectly around everything and bolted to the frame cleanly, and it looks factory. It took me 2 weeks to realize I even had this. So let's see if we can't pull this off without losing all our screws. Try to take that off in one piece. Set it on the old work truck over here. All right. So with that off, oh yeah, we don't want to lose these either. Check this out. There's your air intake for this bike. I mean, perfectly routed right up. You can see how it's pinched to fit between the steering here and the frame. Like, that is very clean. And I think I'm just gonna attach a maybe 2.5 inch. We'll see what size hose will fit on that, and if we can pinch it just right with a band clamp, and then run a snorkel right through here. It'll go right between the rack. You can see the rack kind of goes like that. I think it'll be a perfect kit, and I don't have to do any of the annoying work of finding out how to route it. Because you know, when you try to make a snorkel at home, you have to you know, get the PVC pipes, and you get like a 90 coming out of the box, and it comes forward for a little bit. There's something in the way, and it has to go up, down, side to side. You just have to buy all these different elbows, and it's cheap. It's not hard to do, but this just is such a clean factory looking snorkel. I'm so excited about this thing, and that just makes it seem even more like the ultimate mud and four-wheeler for me, having that clean look. Oh, let's see. I don't want something giant and bulky sticking out of the side of my four-wheeler. You can kind of see it in there. I'll try to point too. But this is all part of the snorkel here, and it goes all the way back to the air box. Such a clean look. I was gonna have some big pipe here. Let me go get this pipe that I was gonna use. Y'all are gonna laugh. This thing would have been hideous on here, but it's actually something I got from work. It's like an air ducting to get engine heat from the helicopter engine into the cabin for your cabin heat. So actually, that's how you have heating and air conditioning, is you get air from the engine, comes in, goes through these ducts, and then comes out little vents here. Now, it's not like, you know, 2,000 degree heat coming from the fire part of the engine, but it's still engine heat, and it's pretty hot. So I figured this would be heat resistant. This was an old one that had some holes in it, and you can see I had put some sealant on it to make it ready for going on there and make sure it was watertight. I was going to fill this up with water, make sure it didn't leak, and I don't even need to do that now, because this was going to be all the flexible part, and I was going to run PVC up the top, and that's all taken care of already, and it's going to be so much better. You can tell I'm not trying to put much money into this because it was such a cheap four-wheeler. And, you know, obviously I have plenty of money in tires. I don't need to be throwing money at this little thing. I just want it to be a toy that I'm not worried about and have fun with. So, back to this thing now. She's all taken apart here. The old farm four-wheeler. I'm so ready to get this Snorkel finished and, you know, get all my vent lines brought up. I got, you know, carburetor vent lines and crankcase vent kits and diff vent lines, everything. But I'm thinking about maybe doing 2 Snorkels, one for the air intake to connect into this guy here, and then one right next to it just for all the vent lines, so that the vent lines aren't just hanging out. What do y'all think? You think that'd be a good look, or should I just do the one? And how high should I go on it? You can see the one on my old four-wheeler. That thing was about this high. Maybe not quite there, but it was up there, and it looked kind of goofy. I don't think I'm going to go that high on it, but maybe like just above the racks. I don't know. What do you think? How big of a piece of PVC should I have coming out of here, and should I do 2 of them? Y'all help me decide on that. But such a nice looking four-wheeler for what I paid for it, and I hope y'all look forward to seeing what I'm going to do to it in the future. And if you haven't already, check out all the videos I've made about my truck over here. I've got a review about just about everything that's done to it. Thank y'all so much for checking out this video. Please subscribe, and if you want to come back and see how this Snorkel turns out, definitely turn on your post notifications. And if you want to see what's happening in the future with my truck and all those tires, please check out the channel in the future. If you haven't seen me, I'm on Instagram, Grappaholics. Thanks so much. I had to stop and see my buddy from work and kill all the mosquitoes at his house.